Do you need help? Oh, Miss Honey Girl is due with her litter any day now. She is on day 61 of her pregnancy today. Cat pregnancies can go anywhere between 60 to 67 days with an average about 65 days. I have a feeling that she's going to give birth tonight, so I wanted to shoot this video before she does. This is everything that we prepare to get ready for labor and delivery. Breeders have different beliefs when it comes to how much you should step in to help your queen when she's delivering. I am of the belief that I am going to step in and help. If I am able to save a kitten, I will, and if that means assisting her in things that she may most likely will be able and capable to do on her own, but if it means saving one kitten, then it's worth it to me to step in and do it for her. Yes, they can do it on their own, and yes, animals give birth on their own all the time. In reality, a lot of newborn animals do sadly pass away without intervention, so I do assist in most of her labor and with each kitten that is born. So with that being said, the first thing is you want to have a safe place for her to labor in and give birth in. So I have this kitten tent in here, and the most important thing for the kittens is you want a heat mat. Newborn kittens cannot regulate their body temperature, and yes, they do stay warm with mom, but mom does leave to go to the bathroom to eat, and sometimes she just wants a little bit of space for the kittens. So the fact that there's a heat mat here keeps them warm at all times. The number one reason why newborn kittens pass is they're not warm enough. So it's super important. By the way, I also wanted to make this video for those who find a pregnant stray. If you have no idea what you're doing or how to prepare, I feel like this video will be helpful to you. Yeah, the heat mat is the most important thing. I have some blankets in here as well. This is more so for the mom because moms, they do like to nest. They like to dig around and create a nest in here. Honey in particular doesn't really care too much about that. Her natural tendency is to give birth on the cold, hard ground. So that's why I have to be around for when she is in labor. So I can kind of put her in here and make sure that her kittens stay warm. Moving on, we have puppy pads. So this is going to go on top of the heat mat. Every time things get a little too dirty or messy, because labor is messy, there will be blood, there will be fluids, I just take it off, put a new one. It's a quick and easy cleanup, keeps everything clean and sanitary for the kitten. I have gloves, disposable gloves for me, since I will be handling the kittens immediately when they're born. This will help make sure that I'm not transferring any germs to them. Next up, this is a colostrum supplement. I get these from a company called Breeder's Edge. This is a calcium supplement. This is given to mom 1 milliliter when labor starts and 1 milliliter after every single kitten. This gives mom energy to help her through her labor and delivery process. I have a nasal suction thing to clear the kitten's airways. Again, most of the time mom does do this by licking their faces, but just to be extra cautious, I do it for them as well, just to make sure. I have umbilical cord scissors. Sometimes mom will bite the umbilical cord off, but I like to keep it a little bit more clean and sanitary and do it for them. And then once I cut that, I get iodine on a Q-tip. I put it on the end of the cut umbilical cord, and that makes sure that no bacteria gets inside their cord and therefore gets inside the kitten's body. This is the first time I'm using this. My last 2 deliveries I did not use this, but I also got umbilical cord clamps to clamp it once that's all done. These are different colored collars because when kittens are born, a lot of time you can't identify them. So this will help me identify them. It's very important to identify each kitten because you're going to be weighing each kitten in grams and making sure that they gain weight. If mom has a very large litter, a lot of times you need to supplement, and that's where the kitten formula comes in, because sometimes mom just has a hard time feeding all of them, or sometimes they're competing over the food source. So you need to make sure that they're gaining weight every single day, and if they're not, you may need to supplement. And with that, I have syringe feeders that have the miracle nipple on it, and this is the best way to supplement newborn kittens so that they don't aspirate. A regular bottle like this, a newborn kitten will likely aspirate on it, so they need something with like a little nipple on it. So this is called the miracle nipple, and I have a few of those just in case. That's super important because newborn kittens are very susceptible to aspirating on milk, especially if they're bottle fed. I have supplements for mom. One of them is prenatal and one of them is postnatal. So every day she gets her prenatal, and I just mix it in with one of these churros so that she will eat it all. And then once she gives birth, I have a postnatal, and this just supports lactation and nursing and all of that. And that is everything. The only thing I didn't show is a scale. You want a scale that will measure in grams, so that is downstairs right now. But once the kittens are born, the first thing that I do once they're dried off is I will weigh them to make sure that they're at a good weight. We will see. I really do think she's going into labor tonight. She has a tendency, and a lot of cats do, to give birth in the middle of the night. Last night she woke me up at 2 a.m. She was purring. She was so clingy. She was sleeping right by me. She's not really the type that likes to sleep next to me, but but she woke me up at 2 a.m. I was up on and off with her for like 2 hours because it really did seem like she was going into labor, but she didn't. In the morning now she's acting all normal, but in the night, in the middle of the night, she does have a tendency to dig around to nest, and she is purring a bunch and just like kind of moving around a lot. So I feel like tonight will be the night. She has a pretty big belly this time around. Her last litter she only had 3 kittens. This time I really do think that she's having at least like 5 or more because her belly does look bigger. Either that or her babies are just pretty big, and they were pretty big last time too. But we're very, very excited. Honey's labor was so smooth last time, so we're hoping for the same thing this time. She did amazing. She was an amazing mom, and we are so excited to share this journey of her second litter coming very, very soon.